his lower body is thick. Like, he's really strong in the lower body. Obviously he creates, he's explosive lower body athlete. He has some suddenness, but he's strong in the lower body.
I saw one website, I don't know if it's true, they said that Laremy Tunsil's only allowed, you're a better source than this website, one pressure all season. I don't know if that sounds about right, but what are you seeing in terms of in what areas he's just really good right now?
Barry asked that question last week. That was a guy I said since I've been here I saw grow the most. And I think that's a strength of Laramie's is definitely in the pass pro, and he's doing a good job. I think playing with Josh Sitton for that limited time was a big asset to him as well, because that was Sitton's biggest strength was in pass protection. I think Laramie's done a really good job taking it really serious. And I've said it in the spring, the other advantage Laramie had was going against 94 every day, and I think that he grew because of that.
So is it accurate one pass protection?
I don't know that. I'm sorry. You guys will find out. I'm not good with stats, but it's probably there hadn't been very many.
And Jawan's played the first couple weeks. How would you assess that?
I've been pleased with it. He's played hard, played aggressive. That the first game played really well. Last week was solid, had a good game, but he's done everything we've asked, played hard, and has been an asset for us.
Can the run game, the efficiency that you guys have had in the run game, can that be sustained?
Each week, it's going to change, and each individual matchup is different. We knew last week was going to be tough. That's a really good defense. It's very well coordinated by Casey Rogers and Todd Bowles, and they do a tremendous job. And our guys execute the plan well. There was some stuff that helped them, the scheme-wise and the RPOs, and obviously using 15 in some different ways. So we'll find different ways to run it. You'd love to say, sure, it's going to be great every week, but there's going to come a time in the NFL when you're going to have to throw it 45 times to win a game. And obviously we'd love to have balance every week and be able to play the game on our terms and can, be able to do that. But at some point, somebody's going to load up the box and try to take it away.
I saw Coach Gase was out there with what are they called, foam pads?
I don't know.
What are they called?
Yeah, big foam arms.
Yeah, the big orange things with the receivers.
Yeah, and Jason said that at one point he hit Gesicki in the face.
It's just good defense.
You guys don't have much right now, do you? This is where we're going?
No, I want to ask about Gesicki and what he's shown in terms of get separation and what do you call that guy? What do you call it? Escaping jams and things like that.
The separation's the best term for it. Absolutely. He's getting better with it. It's something that in the interception we threw in the red area against Tennessee, his release wasn't great. He slipped off line. We left the ball inside a little bit, and obviously it's a point of emphasis for the head coach to come over and do that. Right there when the head coach lines up in front of you with those big orange pads, all of a sudden it's real. And but it's something we're going to continue to work on him with. He's getting a better feel for it, but it is an area he has to improve on because, he has drawn. There was a couple times last week we drew some double coverage, and they were bumping him off the line of scrimmage, and people are aware of where he's at. And everyone knows we drafted him to be a playmaker for us, and he's actually drawn some attention that's freed some other guys up.
Did you have time this week to attend the Nick O'Leary workout, or is that more of a Chris and Mike thing?
I was there. I did go out. Chris and Mike do a great job at scheduling this thing, so it was at 7 a.m. So it was, we don't start meetings till 7:30, so I was able to go over there and watch it. He's an impressive guy. I'm glad he's here. We needed some depth there, and excited to get him on the practice field and see what he does. Paid attention to him a little bit today. Made a play on a corner route for us, and obviously know the name because of Florida State and had a good career and being in Buffalo. So really excited to have him here and work with him.
The skill set there that could intrigue you guys mostly as a receiver, as a receiving tight end, or what would you say?
Yeah, I mean it's early for us to say that he obviously had some success that way, but he's he's a guy that he's thicker than you think he is. When he got here and you got to see him, he's got some size. Not the longest guy in the world, but he's got some thickness that I'm anxious to see what he does in the run game.
When you have a lot of people that can make plays at a certain position, I'm talking about wide receiver, and you're adding a guy that hasn't played the first two games in Devontae, does that cause a good problem for you as far as, well, now we've got to spread it out a little thinner, and how do you resolve that problem? Or is it just taking care of itself, or how does that get resolved?
Yes, sir. I think some of it takes care of itself, and we're obviously excited to have Devontae and get him back on the field, get him going, and he's a guy that he's been here before, so the Coach Gase and the rest of the staff have a good feel for him. He was able to go through OTAs before he got banged up, but anytime you get a chance to get a talented player on the field, we're excited about it. And there'll be parts of the game where he has, there's things designed to go to him. Now maybe coverage dictates the ball goes somewhere else, but he'll have plays just like the rest of them do, and the coverage will dictate where the ball goes. And sometimes those scheme plays sometimes the ball doesn't go where it's supposed to go, and Ryan does a really good job of going to number 2, number 3 in the progression.
What does he bring to the table in terms of that's a very diverse array of wide receivers? Yes. What makes him different?
The length. It's the different. We're not the tallest group of receivers. Wouldn't say we're small either, because most of them are put together pretty well with Albert and Jakeem. They're both thick guys. They're strong, but that's the thing that he has. He can run. He's big, but he has length.
How did the interior of the offensive line, the 3 guys collectively, work together and perform and execute in the last game?
They were solid. They really were. Ted came in and did a nice job filling in for where the role that Josh was going to fill, but I thought Jesse played really well. He played his best game. Kilgore was solid, and Ted stepped in and did a nice job.
Is Derby the main guy on that play, the first read on that touchdown?
No.
Does it seem like
yes. Is he the first read? Yes, he is. Did it happen in the timing of the play? Absolutely not. You talked about the interior of the offensive line. They did a great job because it really turned into a scramble drill. Derby's 1, the back is 2, and then Ryan had so much time in the pocket. He was able to kind of create a scramble drill right there, and AJ found the soft spot in the zone and got there, and the protection was so good. Ryan saw it and threw a missile to him. So,
wanted to ask you about those 4 sacks. Now, a lot of people are saying Ryan held on to the ball too long. Some people, myself included, are saying nothing was open there. Maybe he could have thrown the ball away. How do you view those 4 sacks?
Yeah, well, number 1 is a quarterback spot. We're always going to take credit. We're always going to take responsibility for those. There's absolutely Ryan needs to get the ball out regardless. We don't want to take sacks on first, second down plays. We don't want to take sacks on nakeds. That's a cardinal sin for us. We need to do a better job with that stuff. The offensive line protected pretty good for the most part, and there's always be some things there's an element of everything involved in it. Sometimes it's coverage, sometimes it's us making a poor decision at quarterback, sometimes it's getting beat on a game inside. I'd have to go back and look at all 4 of them. I know that there were a couple like the nakeds. That doesn't need to happen. That should never happen. It's our responsibility to get rid of the ball, and Ryan is definitely a talented enough player and good enough player to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.